Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to the Japanese B-League as Toyama Grouse is currently hosting Hokkaido LEVANGA in what is going to be an exciting game here in the Japanese B-League. Well, we are edging closer indeed to the international break in which we'll see many of these players feature for their national teams at the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. But tonight, they'll be trying to edge out the first of a doubleheader this weekend. Well, the fans from Sapporo of the island of Hokkaido have made the long journey here to Toyama. Toyama, of course, not having a great season here in the B-League, only with 9 victories. And tonight they'll have to stop that man, Keisei Tominaga, who's having a terrific season. Tominaga 6th in scoring this season, averaging 18.5 points per game. But they're off the back of 2 very poor defeats in which they lost at home against Seahorses Mikawa. Toyama Grouses, you can see, joint bottom along with the likes of Kyoto Hanaris. They have the same record as Kyoto and Kawasaki Brave Thunders, but slightly better than the Akita Northern Happy Nets. But as you can see, all 4 teams, well, it would take some miracle to try and get into the playoff frame of the B-League. Well, here are some of the replays of LEVANGA Hokkaido's 2 defeats against the Seahorses Mikawa. Well, the first one, of course, was a game to forget, but the second one, it was a tie game until the very end, in which, unfortunately, one John Lehman got the winning basket, but then another turnover on the inbound, which then led it to being a 95-91. Shuto Ichiba saving that one from going out of bounds. And that time, John Hara finding Jahil Okafor. Of course, Okafor has really thrived since joining the Japanese B-League. St. Papa Dwight Ramos not able to finish, but John Hara goes in for the follow-up. Well, they need a big victory here on the road against Toyama. And a lot of second chance opportunity points are going to be crucial this evening here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, Toyama, on the other hand, 2 disappointing defeats against Saga Balloons. Giannis Moran, the French international, that time coming up with the rebounds. Well, that was the penetration by Haruaki Tamaka. Because they do have some exciting players on this team, but I think for them it's been consistency this season. Well, that time Yuzo Okada making the penetration. Okada, one of their key backcourt players. Well, there was Troy Kell, the man who does play for City's national team. Well, now we're going to get set to introduce the key players of both these 2 teams. We will begin with the visitors. As I said, LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, you look at that lineup right there. I mean, you're like a kid in the candy store. There's so many great players on this team. And they've gone from being playoff, not even hopefuls, a team that used to linger at the bottom of the Eastern Conference of the B-League, to now potentially becoming a title contender. So a very exciting season for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, John Hara has been very good for this team so far. One of the key bigs along with Jahil Okafor. We already mentioned Dwight Ramos and Shuto Ichiba. But you got to talk about their backup court. Number 1, Gohei Sakino, 15. Usually their primary point guard in Rei Shimatane. And also look out for the likes of Yuki Bayashi, Kyosuke Hoshino, and Teruchika Naito. Well, we're going to look at the starting 5 for LEVANGA Hokkaido very, very soon. And, you know, it's going to be a very interesting matchup because, as we said, both teams try to bounce back off for a victory. Well, welcome to, I'll say, Henley Neleman. Pakikoy, is that? I'm not sure how to say your name. I do apologize. I'm reading from the live YouTube chat. So from what I've read, no, Kai Soto will not be playing for Gilas Pilipinas at the FIBA Asia, the FIBA Basketball Cup Asian qualifiers. And just to let you know, I will be commentating both of Gilas's games against Australia and New Zealand. Well, here's been John Hurrah in the last few games so far. Because rebounding, he's been great. He's been getting quite a few double-doubles in some of his games. So they're going to need a very big performance from him tonight if they're going to come out victorious. Well, welcome to It's Canuck 1, watching from Vancouver, Canada. So welcome, It's Canuck. Because you've been a regular here for a lot of B-League games, so great to have you back on the live chat. As now we're going to enjoy the local entertainment as we get set to introduce the starting fives. Well, Yoshiaki Fujinaga, of course, one of the veterans of this team, 33 years of age. There's Naika Williams, standing at 203 centimeters, and Trey Kell, who I imagine we are going to see in the starting five tonight here for TOYAMA GROUSES. Of course, featured for the Syrian national team in preparation. Now there is Gilas, well, Filipino-Japanese player Matthew Aquino, who's a veteran of the B-League. So maybe we're not going to see Trey Kell in the starting five. Maybe we're going to see him come off the bench tonight for TOYAMA GROUSES. Because David Gomez, head coach of this team. So let's look now who will be starting for TOYAMA GROUSES. There is a starting five indeed. Yuzo Okada. He will be the primary point guard, along with, in the backcourt, he will be partnered with Kazuki Miyamoto, which also leaves the likes of Brock Motum, Australian international, as well as Haruaki Tanaka. And the final player for the Grouses will be the big man from France, Yanis Moran. Of course, featured in the Basketball Champions League in Europe, and it's a big duty tonight for him, going up against both Jahil Okafor and John Hurrah. So they're going to need big minutes from Monsieur Moran. He's been averaging 14 points per game and shooting 30% from the perimeter. So I'll be very interested to see how he gets off this evening here at home. Like I said for TOYAMA, trying to bounce back from the disappointing defeats against the Saga Balloonas. Oh, I'm not going to deal with this again, am I, from the YouTube chat. So Anthony and Kahayas, Koshigaya versus Shibuya. I'm so sorry if you're going to spend the whole 40 minutes asking me. No, we're not streaming the Koshigaya game. I know everybody wants to watch that team, but we're not streaming it. So if you want to waste your time typing on the YouTube chat about Koshigaya, well, you're entitled to do that. I won't respond. I just can't believe it. But fans, again, welcome everybody here on B.LEAGUE International. If you are watching, let us know where in the world you're watching, which team you're supporting. Of course, Thurston Loebel, it's been a huge revelation, turning around LEVANGA HOKKAIDO from what I said, a bottom-tier team of the Eastern Conference to now a potential championship contender this season. Well, there are the starting fives. Keisei Tominaga will be playing in the backcourt along with Shuto Ichiba and Dwight Ramos. John Hurrah, Jahil Okafor inside. It's a big night for Yanis Moran. He'll jump this one with Jahil Okafor. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody watching this game live. B.LEAGUE International, TOYAMA GROUSES, hosting LEVANGA HOKKAIDO.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, the tip goes out of bounds, and that's going to go to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. They'll have first possession. because getting off to a good start tonight is going to be crucial here for both teams. There's one thing we are going to see from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Volume three-point shooting. That is what they like to go for, specifically with Keisei Tominaga. And now Ramos tries luck early on. Buries a three-pointer. St. Papa Dwight from downtown. And he says happy Valentine's Day to all the fans watching. Ramos knocks down the first 3 points. Brock Modem responding with a bang. As the EuroLeague experience of the Australian international makes him a key signing this season for Toyama. As both teams want to get out to a very good start in this game. Well, Shuto Ichiba has been a key signing from this team. Now, remember, he did play for Koshigaya last season. Was Okafor trying to bang his way in the paint. Quick turnaround. That time not able to get it. Ichiba coming up with the offensive board. Ramos plays the pick and roll scenario here with Okafor. Rock goes in the paint, penetrates. Really tucks that one off the backboard as he gives LEVANGA HOKKAIDO a 2-point lead. Like I said this season, the issue here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, it's been not so much the consistency, but sometimes the inability to close close games out. But they do have one of the best records. Ramos draws the foul, and now Dwight will go to the free throw line. Well, very optimistic start here for Dwight Ramos. Because sometimes having to play alongside Keisei Tominaga, and I mean this respectfully, doesn't always get off as many shots as he would like to. It's a change coming in now here for Toyama Grouses. Miyamoto picks up his second personal foul. He has to go to the bench. Ramos makes the first free throw. Well, it's Canuck has made a very good point. I think Kevin Jones being injured has really made LEVANGA lose more games than usual recent games. I think that's a very good point. Well, welcome to Greg Moten, watching from Brisbane, Australia. Now, probably imagine some relation to Brock Moten. Well, welcome to Feze. I'm not sure how to say your name. Again, fans, I'm not going to announce any names I'm not too sure of, because sometimes we have the usual fan who puts in an inappropriate name, but LEVANGA leading by 2 points. Ross seals this one off, but the foul is going to be called on the ground. So it's going to be a baseline possession coming up here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, but again, just the defense coming out quite aggressive at the moment from Toyama Grouses. Is Yuzo Okada that time getting called for the foul. Well, they got to be careful they don't pick up too many unnecessary fouls too early on. We already saw Miyamoto pick up 2. So now we haven't even played 2 minutes. Toyama don't have any fouls to give away. Ramos so far with 5 points. Goes in 7 early points to Dwight Ramos. We'll expect to see him in action as he goes up against both Australia and New Zealand at the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Giannis Moran goes in and draws a quick foul here against Jahil Okafor. Well, both teams just taking their time to settle in, but defensively, they don't want to give away too much here, but well, York Chan, thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. Well, the first time I saw Giannis Moran play, as I mentioned, was in the FIBA Basketball Champions League. Because the man originally from Fort-de-France started his pro career in 2012 with Cholet Basket, which, if many of you may be aware of, the same club that gave the pathway to one Rudy Gobert. Because he joined the Japanese B.LEAGUE last season with the Akita Northern Happiness after playing for UCAM Murcia. Well, shout out to Brock Modem's mother and father watching, former Washington State. Now, Brock Modem, as you may know, spent a lot of time playing in the EuroLeague. Because many Turkish fans will debate, was he better for Anadolu Efes or Galatasaray? But it looks like Brock Modem's going to draw an offensive foul against John Harrar. So again, great to have the Modems watching this game. Well, Greg Modem, just to let you know, I actually commentated Brock's first game in the Basketball Champions League when he played for Galatasaray. That was back in 2020. And that was against Dinamo Sassari. It's great to see Brock doing really well here. One of the leading scorers at 17 points per game for TOYAMA GROUSES. Well, Brock is an Aussie, and they're tough as nails, and it takes a lot to keep him down. .230 played here as Giannis goes in and connects with it, and Monsieur Morin will go to the free throw line. Well, mobile, agile, and sometimes can be very hostile. Good dime killing from Brock Modem. It's John Harrar picking up the foul, so now he'll go to the bench. Well, here's a man who you could probably see in action that could play against the Philippines in 2 weeks' time. Natai. Because if you go to YouTube and you type in the basketball haka, he's led the Kiwis, the New Zealand national team, on many of the traditional pregame. Well, I wouldn't say it's a war dance. It's a dance of culture and tradition that every big sports team in New Zealand does. Because he led that one against Giannis Antetokounmpo in Greece. Infamously on FIBA's YouTube. You should check it out. I'd say going this one down low. Ramos goes for a step back three. He's made one. Giannis Morin just able to gather the rebound. Both teams locked in at 7 apiece, over 3 minutes played. Well, Giannis goes baseline, a lot of contact, can't finish. That goes out of bounds, taking the last touch off of, well, interestingly, this St. Jahil Okafor got the last touch. So it's going to remain TOYAMA GROUSES' possession. Well, 30% from the three-point line, and Giannis buries it from downtown. Well, not short of confidence, that's for sure. Well, you've got to be able to contain this. Now they turn it over. TOYAMA only 9 victories this season. Brock Modem's made 1 3. Just a little short that time. Ramos now trying to lead the brigade here in transition. Neko 9946. I have to inherently disagree with your comments. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. Just like I'm entitled to tell that you're completely wrong. Well, nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Morin just being blocked out by Dwight Ramos. I think Tominaga still hasn't been able to find much here as he goes down low to Okafor. But good help side defense, forcing the turnover. Well, Giannis running with Modem, and that time moving up to 5 points and extending it to a 2-possession lead for TOYAMA. Look at the transition. Now, here's the thing. Both teams' transition defense showing a lot of vulnerability, so they've got to make that extra effort to get back into their own key. And that goes both for TOYAMA and HOKKAIDO LEVANGA. Well, getting rejected. Dwight Ramos said, "Not in my house, no in mi casa, and maybe pas chez moi." Ray Shimatani subbing into the game, usually the primary point guard here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. You just see Matthew Aquino sitting on the bench as Nyeka Williams subbing into the game for the first time. Well, Yo-Chan asked me, who is winning the EuroLeague? I gotta be honest with you, Yo-Chan. I don't know. I don't watch the EuroLeague. I think it's much better and more exciting to find out who's winning the Basketball Champions League. As Trey Kell coming into the game. Another dive coming from Brock Modem. As I said, Trey Kell has actually played national team basketball for Syria. As there's a deep three coming from downtown, and it was only a matter of time before this guy, Keisei Tominaga, got onto the stat sheet. As he slices it down to a 2-point deficit. Well, Yo-Chan, remember, you can watch the Basketball Champions League on courtside. 1891 is another three here for TOYAMA, and now both teams exchanging three-point buckets. Confidence not lacking here. We still have 4:35 to go. That three-pointer knocked down by Yuzo Okada. David Gomez, here's the first one from Tominaga. Quickly off the handoff, took one dribble, but he got quickly into his three-point set. And then Okada-san, right back at you. That time he was uncontested. Five-point lead to TOYAMA GROUSES. Looks like a foul is going to be called. I'm not sure if that's on Williams or if that's on Okada. Well, Williams is trying to insinuate he flopped. Well, Yo-Chan, 8076. Who's your favorite team in the BCL, brother? And not so skilled AI, what's up? Well, it's Canuck. I believe you're correct on that one. Well, Mecha double 946. Well, let's just say the debate about going to Japan, you got to remember, Brock Modem had a very successful career playing in Europe, and he played for some of the top teams. Now, the referees are going to the monitor to see if this needs to be upgraded. Now, go back to Brock Modem. Let's not forget, after leaving, we actually started playing for Virtus Bologna back in 2013. Now, that was at the early years of their comeback onto the European scene. Then he went to play for Adelaide 36ers, but let's talk about Brock Modem's career in Europe. He played for Žalgiris, Anadolu Efes, was also played for Valencia, Galatasaray, and left Europe in 2022 after a season with Monaco. So I think we need to give credit where credit is due. Two-time LKL champion to Lithuania. Also won the King Mindaugas Cup back in 2017. Because won the Turkish League in 2019, but was also in 2025 last season the B.LEAGUE scoring champion. So let's give credit where credit's due. Well, the officials now, as we mentioned, just trying to come to an assumption, or not an assumption, conclusion, I would say. Let's see what they come up with. So no upgrade. It's going to remain a regular foul. Still a 5-point lead currently here to TOYAMA GROUSES. Of course, only 9 victories this season. It's been a tough run for them, but that just goes to show competitive nature of how strong the B.LEAGUE is becoming. Well, Greg Modem, as a Brit, I gotta tell you, I love my Aussies. I love the Kiwis too. I just love that style of basketball. Well, currently at the free throw line here for TOYAMA, Hirota Kikuchi. So far, still a 2-possession ball game. He can cut it down to 1. 3-point deficit. Michael Williams going handoff with Trey Kell. Kata wants to go that high pick and pop, but in the end finds Trey Kell. There's the penetration. Patient passing here from TOYAMA. Well, it was good team defense, but better offense coming from TOYAMA. Kell getting his second field goal. Natai just trying to find a handoff here. That's a nice little matchup there. New Zealand versus Australia. Well, Okafor stumbles, now turns it over. This is where Toyama want to get things quick in transition. They'll go for another three-pointer. Double pump fake, three is up. Oh, baby! Well, went for not one fake, then a second one. And he buries it as Mizuno. Wait, Zumi, excuse me, my apologies. Giving an 8-point lead to Toyama. Now, Williams is going to be penalized for a second foul. The problem here for Toyama. There's the first pump fake. There's a second one. And in the end, sweet like string music from downtown by Izumi. Well, they're not short of confidence from the perimeter, that's for sure. The question for Toyama, now already 3 out of 5 from downtown, is how much longer can they continue to make it rain from the perimeter? It's that old cliche, if you can make it from downtown, you can be favorites to win the game, that's for sure. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, usually a 35% free throw shooting team. Jahil Okafor has been averaging 16 points per game. Has been a 70% free throw shooter this year. And almost averaging a double-double with 8 rebounds per game. Second free throw, no good. Giannis Moran coming up with a rebound. You gotta love the denial defense here from Hokkaido LEVANGA. Bell penetrates. Going for 15, that's not gonna drop as Okafor comes up with it. Well, Natai left wide open, uncontested, and makes the defense pay as he cuts it down to 4. Third three-pointer of the game now for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. I'm gonna go for another quick one. I have a slight issue with that shot. It's a little too quick in the offense. Sometimes you got to let the ball move a little bit more, get a bit more fluidity, and everybody involved. There's a look at the three-pointer by Jordan Natai. Now we're under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, live in Toyama. Both teams coming off the back of 2 defeats. Patient passing as Rei Shimatani will fire. And it's a 6-0 run from the perimeter. That 7-point lead's been cut down to 1. So now we're just trying to get into some form of a half-court set. Matthew Aquino is the Filipino-Japanese player into the lineup. Trey Kell, the foul is going to be called off the ball. I think that's on Rei Shimatani potentially. No, it's not. It's on Yuki Bayashi. Kibayashi holding on to Giannis Moran. Third team foul so far for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Looks up play coming. Kino doesn't make himself a threat. Trey Kell down the lane, goes in, but he misses from point-blank range. Offensive rebound for Toyama, but Kell left wide open. And another foul is going to be called against Kibayashi. So that's the final team foul for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO to give away. Both teams will put each other into the penalty with any more fouls. Well, York Chen, you make a very good point there. Because this is always an interesting debate. Now, the debate that York Chan's put into the live YouTube chat is B.LEAGUE might be the top Asian league right now over, you know, the CBA, the Plus League, TPBL, PBA, maybe KBL. It's a very interesting debate. What I would say is the B.LEAGUE has definitely expanded since its formation 2016. The number of teams. And one thing I credit the B.LEAGUE with, it's not always all about the import players that come in. It's also been the domestic players as well. You look at the defending champions. Utsami and Brex, they've done a great job of retaining some very good domestic players, and Makoto Hiyajima being one of them, but also drawing players like Keisei Tominaga, who was trying to go to the NBA via the G League. So there's a lot to love about the B League, but there's some great leagues in Asia for that matter. Ramos pump fakes, goes for a step back. Unable to connect is Kibayashi getting the offensive board. No foul given. Toyama's got numbers. We find Trey Kell wide open and buries the fourth three-pointer for Toyama. Extending it back to a 5-point lead. 7 points to Trey Kell. Well, what kind of zone defense is that? How high with the back three? That was way too easy. Trey Kell looking to attack. Aquino makes the extra pass. There's the pump fake. Well, it goes in, gets rejected. Well, Kibayashi didn't even need to extend his arm high. Well, you know, if you're going to take it inside the paint, Fujinaga's got to be a little bit more assertive. 6 seconds on the shot clock here for Toyama. Trey Kell right around Dwight Ramos. Good defense. Second block now for Ramos. Tominaga wide open. He'll pull up. Three. Moran comes up with a rebound, and now Toyama again want to run. Trey Kell goes right into defense. Doesn't get blocked this time. And now he moves up to 9 points. Almost 3 seconds difference between game and shot clock here for Levanga, down by 7. Tominaga setting a Gortat screen. That was a great block, but Tominaga goes in for the follow-up. Still a bit of time here for Toyama. They'll pull up for a tough one. No foul given. And that is the end of the first quarter. But currently, it's a 3-point Toyama Grouses lead. Well, fans, we are going to take a short little break, and we will return for the second quarter in just under 2 minutes.
ここで本日の特別ゲームスポンサー YKKAP からのお知らせです。2026年も住宅リフォームのチャンスです。去年に引き続き2026年も超特大の補助金制度先進的窓リノベ2026事業がスタートします。窓と玄関の断熱リフォームに最大100万円の補助金がもらえます。この機会に断熱リフォームによる夏涼しく冬暖かい暮らしを内リモ内窓ドアリモでぜひご検討ください。 YKKAP がサポートしている窓リフォームのプロ窓ショップでは窓についての不安や疑問何でもお聞かせください。安心納得の窓リフォームでお客様の快適な暮らしを実現します。以上本日の特別ゲームスポンサー YKKAP からのお知らせでした。
Welcome back, everybody. Live here in Toyama B.LEAGUE basketball. Currently, Toyama Grouses leading by 3 points here against Levanga HOKKAIDO. 9 points so far for Trey Kell as Giannis Moran pulls in the paint a little too short. Kell pump fakes. Tries a little Euro step. Matthew Aquino fires the three and buries this one. Well, he's given up a few three-point chances already, but he extends that lead to 6. I guess he came to the B-League 2021-22. Now remember, he's not an Asian import. He's a domestic player because he does have Japanese citizenship. Well, Tominaga stepped back. Did he have his foot in the line? It doesn't matter. Foul is going to be called on the ground, and that's on Naoki Uto. Well, this is worrying here. It's Fujinaga on the ground. Don't know what's happened to him, but oh, hopefully that's not a shoulder dislocation. That looks painful. Well, the officials are going to go to the monitor. To me, it did look like Fujinaga runs into the screen. I don't know if any further action needs to take place, but the most important thing, hopefully Fujinaga is okay. Now watch him. He's about to run off a screen. It's a handoff. I don't see any bad intent there. To me, it looks like a good handoff. Well, that's the three-pointer. Because excuse me. It's Aquino who contests for the rebound, I believe. Or is it Trey Kell, actually? I think you can hear Coach David Gomez. But I'd have to agree with the referees. I don't think there should be any offensive foul there because it looks like a good screen from Yuki Bayashi. The foul is on Okada. Well, there's the fake pass. Hara goes in. My goodness gracious. Well, he went backdoor and went in with a two-handed rim rocker. Well, that's what you say in Japanese. Ayasu Minasai. Good night. And completely fooled the defense. Still a 4-point deficit. Toyama, of course, struggling this season, but right now playing with quite a bit of optimism. So Okada goes in. That's way off the mark. And that's going to remain possession to Toyama Grouses. Tominaga is saying that Coach Lobo could go for a coach's challenge, but I don't think it would be a wise decision to go for it just quite yet. Still a close game, and you don't know how this one's going to play out, but it looks like another foul is going to be called. Things getting tit for tat here at the moment. Coach Gomez feels like there's a bit of over-aggressive play coming from Levanga Hokkaido at the moment, and that's already 3 fouls against Kibayashi. Well, not a bad option to come back into the game in the likes of Jahil Okafor. Trey Kell pulls up in the mid-range. A little too short as now Levanga comes up with it. Ramos makes the pass. And now cutting it down to a 2-point deficit. Oh, great work by Kyosuke Hoshino. One possession ball game. Twice Toyama's led by 7. But Levanga's had no issue getting back into it. Well, Aquino's made 1 3, goes for another one, and make it 2 tray balls for Matthew Aquino. Oh, he's got that Jorge Gabajosa form. Wherever he catches and receives the ball, he doesn't come down with it. Now Aquino's going to be penalized for the foul. Well, Brock Moto coming back into the lineup here for Toyama. Also subbing back in Haruaki Tanaka. So Aquino, who's been a great threat so far from the perimeter, is going to take a slight little breather at the moment. 6 out of 10 from the perimeter so far for Toyama. That's what's kept them in the lead by 5. Over 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. It's going to be another foul. Now, this is where Toyama has got to just calm down. It's overzealous. Now Kouto. I mean, look, you got an arm all over him. What do you expect the referee to do? That's a foul. Cooler heads need to prevail at the moment. Well, Kuzuhara is going to sub into the game. And now Kouto is a good player. But he's got to play with more composure. Well, Giannis Moran putting his hand in the passing lanes. Well, Levanga's able to keep this one alive. Giannis trying to recover from the ball screen, but doesn't recover in time. Good offense coming from Levanga. First field goal tonight for Jahil Okafor. It comes in 2 minutes and 26 seconds here in the second quarter. Motive tries to go behind the back. This time turns it over. 3-point lead currently hitting Levanga. Foul's going to be committed on the ground, so no basket. That foul's on Okada. Because Toyama, no more fouls to give. The Rock goes for the baseline mid-range. Not usually his typical shot here for Levanga. Still, Toyama haven't relinquished the lead yet here. Moden picks and pops. Good hands by Ramos. And that's going to be possession to Levanga. Well, Brock Moden definitely felt there was a reach. That's the key thing about having Dwight Ramos. He has no problem sometimes switching against the bigger players, specifically on the perimeter. On to 10 here on the shot clock for Levanga. Ramos almost turning it over. Final seconds winding down. Gets to the defense. A lot of contact, nothing given. Last deflection comes off Giannis Moran. That's a nice take by Kyosuke Hoshino. Oshuto Ichiba is coming back into the lineup here for Levanga. Coach Thurston Lerbo watches on his team, needing to bounce back from the double defeat against Seahorses Mikawa. Ichiba finds time, space. Oh, but he misses. He was wide open. And again, another offensive board. Toyama's got to prevent this. Okafor bumps, goes to tough fadeaway. But this time the Grouses preventing any potential second chance opportunities. Just over 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Still 3 points separating these two teams. Moden fires another three and buries it from downtown. Well, Brock's second. Do you smell what the Brock is cooking? 8 points already for Moden. Well, goes out of bounds now. Wow. That is why you never second guess yourself. Toyama could have saved that one, but they elected to let it go out of bounds as Jordan Ngatai back into the lineup here for Hokkaido Levango. Well, possession deep on the sideline. Ichiba. This time finding Jahil Okafor in the paint. Kevin Moran keep him held down. Ichiba pump fakes. Now he'll pull up for a three off the dribble. Oh, again, it's just the relentless mercy or merciless pressure coming from Levango Hokkaido. Every single shot, everybody contests. It's another change coming in for Levanga. There's Kaisho Morizumi into the lineup.
エンドスローで再開
TOYAMA don't want to give any fouls away, and there you have it. It's going to be free throws coming up. Well, this game could be very close right to the very end. The problem that we're seeing here from TOYAMA GROUSES is they could have too many players into foul trouble. Well, nobody's got 3 as of yet. But collectively, the fouls have been drawn. I mean, Yuki Bayashi's the player with the most fouls. He's on the bench, and that's for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. He's got 3 fouls. Well, that's the 4th missed free throw tonight here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. 3 out of 7 is Ramos currently at the charity stripe. Dwight Ramos currently has 5 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. This could be a triple-double night tonight here for Dwight. Izumi back into the lineup for TOYAMA GROUSES, still leading by 5 points. 5:13 left. Is trying to find Giannis Morant. Quick turnaround. Again, it's good defense coming from Dwight Ramos. Ichiba may have just taken an unwelcome shot there. Trying to contest to the rebound. And indeed, they've called the foul against Giannis Morant. And those are the poor fouls you don't want to give away. Well, that's only going to be Giannis' first personal foul. It's not too much of a concern, but a timeout's called. Fans will return from this timeout in just under 60 seconds. Well, 4:57 to go here in the second quarter. Shuto Ichiba currently at the free throw line. As KC Tominaga just watches from the bench. Tominaga's got 5 points and 2 out of 6 from the field this evening. Ichiba now, Kiosk has been quite a revelation for this team in the backcourt. Just gives LEVANGA HOKKAIDO a few depth options. Guess we know the big 3 in Dwight Ramos, KC Tominaga, and Jahil Okafor. Remember, Kevin Jones still injured for this team, the former Sun Rockets Shibuya player. Also played for Kyoto Hanaris. Now we're going for another 3 in the corner. That one in and out, no good. Ichiba secures a rebound. LEVANGA trailing by 3 points. They want to go down low now. Morizumi can level things up. Brock Motum getting his first rebound, along with his 8 points and 3 assists. Motum's made 1 3. Pump fakes. Gets around the defense. That's only going to be the second team foul against LEVANGA. That foul's on Gohei Sakino. Because the ability to be such a good three-point shooter does make the defense have to commit to. So that's why he's able to try to get past him. As now he goes again, finds Moran, goes in, big-time dunk. And Giannis going to the free throw line for the potential three-point play. Once again, the penetration by Motive. And Giannis went in with the reverse jam. Giannis looking to extend this to a 6-point lead. Well, 10 points this evening for Giannis Moran. Still a 5-point lead. As many wouldn't have expected Toyama to be where they are currently in this game, given the standings of these two teams here in the B-League. Before trying to go at Giannis. Good defense by Giannis, but it goes out of bounds. Well, he's done a great job of, I wouldn't say stopping Jahlil Okafor, because it's still a lot of basketball to play, but containing him at least. That time took the gamble, putting his hand in the cookie jar. So baseline possession coming up here for LEVANGA. I think the officials, I don't know if this is a head coach's challenge. I don't think it is. Well, maybe the players are going to the bench. So it's very possible David Gomez has called a head coach's challenge because now the officials have gone to the monitor. And what makes me think it is that the players have gone to the bench. Well, fans, let us know where you're watching this game in the world. Of course, we know the Modem family are watching from Australia. York Chan, I believe, is watching from China. It's Canuck watching from Canada. So we'd love to know where our B-League viewers, the international viewers, are currently watching this game so we can give you a shout-out. Because I have a question for all the fans. The FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers are coming up. Which countries are you looking forward to seeing in action? Or roads ending in Doha, Qatar 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. I'll be commentating 11 games in the window. 2 of them will be Gilas Pilipinas versus both New Zealand and Australia. All games will be live on courtside 1891. 5 here on the shot clock for LEVANGA. Nate's made 1-3. Well, Motozumi's got to put up a circus shot. 3 is up, no good. That should be a 24-second violation. Well, David Gomez infuriated. That should be a 24-second violation. Ball doesn't touch the rim. And I don't think Toyama had full possession of it. Oh, no, I was wrong. The ball did touch the rim. So that should not be a 24-second violation. I stand corrected. So my apologies to the referees. Shuto Ichiba up on his feet. That's a good sign here for LEVANGA. Last thing they need is an injury. Well, welcome to Max Rude, watching from Redlands, California, United States. What time is it now in Cali? I'm currently calling this game in London, United Kingdom, where it's almost 7 a.m. Kaisho Murizumi still has it. Penetrates. Oh, what a dive. Finding Jahlil Okafor. Well, that was a sublime prime-time dive from Kaisho. But 2 seconds remain on the shot clock here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. They've got to go quickly. You got to get it, you got to shoot it. Well, they got the shot off. They were unable to connect. But Toyama just out of control, turning it over. Well, they get it back. Numbers finds Modem, goes in, and now he's got double figures. Well, that's one way to convert a turnover into fast break points. Well, Brock Modem doing what he does best, putting the ball in the bucket now indeed. Becoming joint leading scorer along with Yanis Moran with 10 points each. It looks like a timeout is going to be called. I mean, this was a great defense by LEVANGA, but then they turn it right back over. And the dive coming from Haruaki Tanaka. Well, we're going to return from this timeout in just under 1 minute. KC Tominaga back in the lineup. Dwight Ramos is their leading scorer tonight for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. He's got 6 points. Of course, 12 bench points coming from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. 18 in total for TOYAMA GROUSES. And TOYAMA GROUSES have converted 11 points already from the 4 turnovers of LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. 7-point lead to TOYAMA. This the second half has gone on for quite a while. We've seen a lot of fouls being called. Corral also subbing back in. Nate has made 1 3. Not going to get this one. Big offensive rebound. Tominaga goes right into defense. Still can't finish. So Yanis Moran tried to save it. That's going to remain LEVANGA possession. Because opposing interior defense of both Yanis Moran and Brock Modem is going to make that a very tough shot for Keisei Tominaga. Third time tonight in which Toyama is led by 7. Patient passing. Nate goes for another 3. Still can't get it, but Moran comes up with a rebound. A 3-pointer would give them a double-digit lead. Moran got it by John Hara. Okada. Got to make something happen quick. Time is winding down. Try to get the shot off, but that's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, that's a case where you don't have Trey Kell on the court. Not somebody you can go to on the perimeter to go for an isolation, but to try and build a quick shot. Jahil Okafor back into the lineup here for LEVANGA. Well, Naoki Uto goes after picking up a second foul, is subbing back in with 2:16. Well, we're seeing a 2-3 zone defense. Because how will LEVANGA HOKKAIDO attack the zone? Well, we actually seen a box and 1. I think it's a box and 1 in Tominaga. And there's a 3rd foul. Indeed, against Naoki Uto, and he's only just come back into the game. Because he's coming from the back of the zone. Now, Yanis Moran overcommits himself. Now, I think it is a box and 1. Because I think you saw 4 players in the box there. I think it was Okada who was defending and face guarding Keisei Tominaga. Well, Hara cuts it down to a 6-point game. Nika Williams back in, along with Trey Kell. So a bit of a switch up here at the moment for Toyama. Because Cal's the one player in double figures at the moment. Well, nearly near double figures. With Brock Modem. Dennis Brand actually in double figures. TOYAMA trying to break this down. Modem's got 10 points, 2 threes. Not going to get this one. Williams, big offensive rebound. Trey Kell straight off the bench. What just needs to get the blood going is now Jahil Okafor. Going the length of the floor, and he gets the amp one. Well, the slightest of contact coming from Trey Kell. And he can't cut it down to a one-possession ball game. Well, TOYAMA make no effort collectively to get back into their own key. That's Okafor straight off the rebound, going the length of the floor. Now, minimal contact. Well, timeout call. Both teams will talk it over. When we return, it will be one free throw coming up to Jahil Okafor. 1:24 to go here in the first half. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, David Gomez will be quite happy to see his team have built, quite a, well, they've held on to a long lead so far here in the first half, but like I said, wins has been the issue this season for TOYAMA. As the B-League divided into two conferences, TOYAMA GROUSES bottom of the Western Conference with a record of 9-28, right below Kyoto Hanaris. Well, the big difference for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, 26-11, third best team in the Eastern Conference. Remember, top 3 teams in each conference while traveling violation. As I was about to say before, Yuzo Okada turned it over. Top 3 in each conference will automatically qualify for the playoffs. Well, the final 2 positions will go to the 2 wildcards, the 2 teams with the best records outside the top 3. Well, Ramos now turns it over. Now Modem, chased by Tominaga, goes in, finishes. And Brock Modem moving up to 12 points. Extending it back to a 5-point lead. Williams try to save it. Okafor caught now here on defense by Okada. Goes in and finishes. A good reaction and recovery from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Now, given the time here, TOYAMA could go 2 for 1. Modem tried to come up for the screen, but Okada picked up his dribble. Trey Kell draws a foul. Now the question is it on the ground or is he going to the free throw line? Let's have a look here. I think that's on the ground. I think you can hear head coach David Gomez infuriated. He felt this should be free throws coming up, so 31.2. Coach Thurston Lerble wants to talk this one over. Now you can see Coach Thurston Lerble talking with the referee, so I don't know if they've changed the decision or not. Well, we'll be back from this timeout very, very soon. 3-point lead to TOYAMA GROUSES. Well, they're saying that when Trey Kell drew the foul, he was in his gather step, so this is good for Toyama. Well, it's subjective. I guess there's a lot of argument that would go in favor of it, but Trey Kell makes the first free throw. Well, Trey Kell, originally from San Diego, California, played last season for the Shaanxi Longs in the Chinese Basketball Association. Also played for the Illawarra Hawks, where he did win the NBL championship. Six seconds difference between game and shot clock. 5-point lead to Toyama. Good hands by Modem. Time winding down here. Tominaga. Shimatani's made 1 3. That's way off the mark. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. So the 2 for 1 still on the table here for Toyama. Coach Dawson Lobo felt the foul should have been given. Well, it looks like David Gomez is going to call timeout. Oh, no, Nant. Oh, yeah, he has called it, yep. I don't know what the debate here is now, but a timeout has been called. Well, we're going to go for a break here in 1 minute. We'll return. 5.4 left here in the second quarter. Head coach David Gomez's team, Toyama Grouses, lead by 5 against LEVANGA Hokkaido. Toyama's going to inbound at full court. They go to Trey Kell. Not a lot of time here. Kell's got to pull up for a 3. The 3 is up, and that's no good. While Toyama, bottom of the Western Conference, only 9 wins this season, lead by 5 against the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference, LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, we're going to take a short break. We will be back in just under 20 minutes for the second half. Basketball fans, this is the Japanese B-League.
さあ、ここから場内の照明が暗くなります。どうぞご移動の際には足元お気をつけください。そしていつもとはまた雰囲気も一転、富山グラウジーズエンターテインメントダンスチームグラウジーズオブウィン GO のエルダーメンバー GO ルージュ、本日はバレンタインスペシャルバージョンのパフォーマンスを披露となります。それでは参りましょう。甘くビターに GO ルージュ Here we go。 シーズンのゴールージュメンバー紹介。まずはユカ、ラマ、マモ、セリハ、ヒラリ、ユカ、リオン、アユコ、モエ、ミカ、ミユ、しおり、花代、ユリナ、Thank you, GROUSES! ゴールージュに大きな拍手を。さあ、ゴールージュに続いてはチームGO。こちらもオープニングとはガラッと雰囲気を変えての登場。バレンタインスペシャルエディションのハーフタイムパフォーマンスです。お楽しみいただきましょう。それではチームGOです。Ready, go! Thank you, GO! チームGOに大きな拍手を。さあ、GOルージュ、そしてチームGOのハーフタイムパフォーマンススペシャルエディションでお楽しみいただきました。ここからはハーフタイムアトラクションです。 YKKAP プレゼンツ富山 VS 北海道ブースターフリースロー対決、選手入場。さあ、グラブ VS レバブ、もう一つの熱い熱い戦いが幕を開けようとしています。アウェイのブースターさんも巻き込んで両チームの対決、ここからお楽しみいただきましょう。さあ、皆さん向かって右手側赤のユニフォームに身を包んだグラウジーズブースターチーム、そして向かって左手側緑のユニフォームレバンガブースターチーム、意気込み一言伺いたいと思います。まずグラブーさんからいきましょう。一言お願いします。
みんなで頑張って絶対勝ちます。
みんなで頑張ってお願いします。頑張ってね。さあ、そしてレバブーさんもいきましょう。
はい、一番選手の誕生日に勝利を届けられるように頑張ります。
そうですね、はい、頑張ってください。ということで、それでは皆さんスタンバイをお願いします。さあ、ルールは簡単。2分間で多く入った方が勝ち、2分間で多く入った方が勝ちということで、ゲームクロックは使いません。こちら手元で集計させていただきます。さあ、1本でも多くフリースロー対決、準備はいいですか？グラブさんも準備 OK かな？それでは参りましょうか。ここから富山北海道ブースターフリースロー対決、レディーゴー。さあ、どんどん打っていきましょう。フリースロー、まっすぐ飛んでいる。どちらもいい感じ。しかしまだどちらも入っていないか。さあ、レバブさんもいい感じだ。経験者、この方経験者っぽい。狙った。 きたー、レバブ1本。そしてグラブの方はどうだ。こちらも元気よく、ここは回転がいい。きたー。さあどちらもいい勝負、ネットを揺らしている。さあそして回転がいいのはグラブ。きたー。さあレバンガのブースター、この方さっき入れてた、連続バンならず。さあそしてきたー、リングの上で跳ねた。さあどんどんと入っている。時間はさあ間もなくあと1分、半分に来るぞ。間もなく1分です、残り時間。さあチャンスだ。グラウンドやレバンガも来た。どんどん入っている、いい感じ。連続できたグラブ。そしてレバンガも負けない。うわー、どっちも入っている。いつもと違う雰囲気だ。あー、これも吸い込まれた。さあいい勝負。残りが45秒。2分間って結構ありますね。さあブースターの皆さんもさらに応援をよろしくお願いします。まもなく残りが30秒になる。あと1回転あるかないか。おっしゃー、スイッシュ。さあグラブも残り30秒切った。ラクソ、こちらも吸い込まれる。さあまもなく残りが15秒。高い軌道残り10秒。9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1、そこまで。はい、元の位置に戻ってください。ナイス勝負だ、どちらも。いやー、2分間って結構入るもんなんですね。いや、皆さんお疲れ様でございました。さあそれではレバンガブースターのトータル何本だったでしょう。14本、14本頑張りました。対するグラブは22本ということで22対14、勝者富山グラウジーズブースター。大きな拍手を。宣言通りみんなの力で頑張ってくれました。それではコート中央でお写真を撮りたいと思います。皆さんどうぞコート中央お写真を撮りますんでご集合お願いします。22対14、勝者富山グラウジーズ。レバンガブースターさんはかなりね、いい感じのシュート入ってましたけれども、はい、ありがとうございました。なおですね、勝利しました富山グラウジーズブースターの皆さんには YKKAP 様からプレゼントがございます。こちら後ほどお受け取りください。以上、ハーフタイムアトラクション YKKAP プレゼンツ富山 VS 北海道ブースターフリースロー対決でした。参加してくださった皆さんに今一度大きな拍手を。この時間 B リーグパートナー各社をご紹介します。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロニアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナー日本生命 TIS リライブ、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーモルテン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、ストライク、スポーツデポ、ロックアイス、ふるさとチョイス、ボルツ、日清食品、 DNA、 B リーグサプライヤー &ST ホールディングス、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー LINE ヤフー、B リーグスポーツ振興&レフェリーサポーティングパートナースポーツくじウィナー、 B リーググロースパートナー電通。以上 B リーグパートナー各社のご紹介でした。
Welcome back, basketball fans. Live here, the second half in the Japanese B-League between Toyama Grouses and LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Well, currently Toyama, the team bottom of the Western Conference, lead by 5 points against LEVANGA. You can see right now the three-point shooting, 8 3-pointers converted at 50% from downtown, while also having 18 rebounds and 8 offensive boards. LEVANGA without a single player in double figures. Jahil Okafor leading them with 8 so far, while Dwight Ramos does have 6 points and 5 assists. But it's actually Yanis Moran who's close to a double-double. He needs 5 rebounds, while Brock Modem needs 6 assists. 3 players for Toyama Grouses currently in double figures. Both Brock Modem and Yanis Moran, but also Trey Kell as well, the third player. Well, it would be a phenomenal game if Toyama can hang on for the victory. Well, it may be a 5-point lead, but you can count that down to the terrific 3-point shooting. That's what's kept them in the lead thus far. Well, there your leaders. As mentioned, hasn't been a great scoring first half so far here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Well, a team in the likes of LEVANGA, who last season very similar to Toyama. I mean, they were scraping near the bottom of the Eastern Conference of the B-League, but since the additions of both Jahil Okafor and Keisei Tominaga, who's the 6th leading scorer in the B-League this season, fortunes have changed for the team from Sapporo. Well, Toyama would be a big win for them. They're off the back of 2 defeats, where they went up against Saga Ballooners. Likewise for LEVANGA, losing twice at home to Seahorses Mikawa. Welcome back. Second half about to get underway. Toyama want to maintain this good start as Ramos goes in. Well, Modem tried to come in for the big rebound. Now they're able to keep this one. It's quite a big lineup here for Toyama. Foul is going to be called on the ground against Shuto Ichiba. Ichiba tried to close out, but that time just clipping Naoka Uto. It's only Ichiba's first foul. The only player in foul trouble is Yuki Bayashi, who does have 3 fouls. Motu's got 12 points, kicks out. Let's go baseline and John Hara. Almost turned it over, but that's going to remain Toyama ball. A bit of time left on the shot clock here for the Grouses. Five left exactly. Got to get it inbound. Moran's got to go quick. Fadeaway, that's way off the mark. Okafor now receiving this one. 8 points tonight. Any field goal will take him to double figures. Moran's defense has been good so far. But Okafor still struggling. Moten now coming up with a second rebound. Well, Grouse is going in to make that a third block for Dwight Ramos. Neither team scoring here in the first minute. Ramos fighting Moran, but that's going to be a jump ball. And Giannis trying to get the home crowd into the game. Well, possession arrow does go in favor of Toyama because HOKKAIDO LEVANGA had the first possession here in the third quarter. Neither team able to break the ice early on here in the second half. Nice coming up for a bit of a slip screen action. Modem on the perimeter. Giannis going right at Okafor, bumping and finishing with a tough play. So now he becomes their leading scorer at 12 points. Joint leading scorer Brock Modem. Both players combined total of 24 collectively. Wahara turns it over. Sloppy start here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. And you can really see this team missing the absence of Kevin Jones. KJ's in action really has affected this team. They need him back in the lineup. Modem pump fakes. Good hands by Ichiba. Toyama again turning it over, failing to take advantage. The foul's going to be called on the ground. Now Toyama again, the backcourt defense. They overexert themselves. And, you know, this is a foul on Monday. That's a foul on Tuesday, Wednesday, any day that ends in a Y. So Okada should have no arguments. Have to play defense and more discipline. Ramos twisting, turning. Oh, big rebound by Giannis. The flying Frenchman. Now playing point forward. Goes right at Hara, out of control. And that's two opportunities they had to extend on the 7-point lead. It's the biggest lead they've had. They've had it 4 times this evening. Tominaga, bit of contact. And Coach David Gomez infuriated. Let's have a look at the replay. That's a good step back. Well, if he's touched the arm, it's a foul. Foul is on Haruaki Tanaka. Well, as the great Rasheed Wallace would say, sometimes the basketball can maybe tell a bit of science fiction. Tominaga does have 3 attempts. I think Toyama Grouse's players may have forgotten that. Quite not for KC Tominaga, only 6 points, excuse me. 1 out of 5 from the perimeter, 2 out of 7 from the field. This is 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Well, had the option with Giannis Moran, decided to go himself, but I think Tanaka should have gone to the big fellas. Another foul is going to be drawn. Sometimes this is where Toyama's backcourt players need to trust the pick and roll, because that's a tough shot to take right over Jahlil Okafor. Giannis had a mismatch because LEVANGA's defense decided to switch. Tanaka picks up his 3rd foul. Now still has it. Plenty of time here on the shot clock for LEVANGA. Giannis stands strong, but it's simply better offense coming from Jahlil Okafor. Back to a 3-point lead. Okafor, the first player for LEVANGA, now in double figures. Nice dime by Modem, but he fumbles it. Well, that was a great pass, but in the end, it culminates in a turnover. Naka Williams getting ready to come back into the game, along with Trey Kell. Well, Modem's going to leave the game. Interesting decision. Well, it's probably down to matchups. They want to get Naka Williams along with Trey Kell into the action, but we're going to see Brock Modem back in soon, I imagine. Ramos penetrates. Out of control. Brock coming in with the offensive board. Okafor bumps. Misses, gets his own rebound. He's fouled. And now he has a chance to cut it down to a 1-point deficit. The 70% free throw shooting coming up here from Jahil Okafor. Well, you could argue there could be a potential offensive foul there because he uses his right arm to hold off Giannis. That's only his second personal foul. Jordan Gatai back into the lineup here for LEVANGA. Plus LEVANGA 10 out of 16 tonight here from the free throw line. Well, you got to make your free throws. It's as simple as that. Got to go to the charity stripe and knock him down. Second one good. Still a 2-point lead here for TOYAMA. Trinkel caught in that double team. They have a wide open three. This one's up, and that's way off the mark. Williams saves it. Giannis caught a double team, but throws it right to Okafor. Now LEVANGA can tie things up. They can take the lead with a three. Ichiba counted. He's going to the free throw line. And all of a sudden, LEVANGA finding their rhythm, their momentum. What's a big moment in the game here? And what a finish by Shuto Ichiba. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, the last time TOYAMA won was on the 28th and 27th of December in a doubleheader against Shiga Lakes, and that was back in 2025. But problem for them, they're on a 9-game losing streak. The last time they won at home was on the 20th of December, and that was against the Ruku Golden Kings. Well, we come back. Shuto Ichiba will have a free throw. Is the advertisement just slipping off the rim? Got to make sure the corporate sponsors are taken care of. Well, fans, I want your opinion watching this game live on YouTube on the B.LEAGUE International. Who do you think will come up with the victory? Remember, both these two teams off the back of 2 defeats. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO losing twice at home, and that was against Seahorses Mikawa, while in the case of TOYAMA GROUSES, well, they lost twice against the Saga Balloonas, and that was also at home. But it's been 9 games without a victory for TOYAMA. Well, we have a slight delay in gaming. As I mentioned, fans, we're now just under 2 weeks away from the second window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Because what's interesting about LEVANGA Hokkaido, they have two players that will actually play against each other. Dwight Ramos of Gilas Pilipinas, as they will be on the road against New Zealand. And that will be a great matchup to watch, and then they'll take on Australia. Be great to see Brock Modem feature up for the Boomers.
お待たせしました。先ほどのプレー、市場シュート選手、バスケットカウント1ショット。ここからのリスタートになります。
Well, Shuto Ichiba has given this team a lot of depth in the backcourt this season. Can now give them their first lead since the second quarter of play. Converts a three-point play. LEVANGA again putting on that full court pressure. And they turn it over again. Consecutive turnovers for Grouses. Can LEVANGA build on this lead? Ichiba penetrates. Finds Ramos. Want to go down low to Jahil Okafor. Double figures for the former first-round draft pick. But it's another turnover. Well, he knows it. It should have been better for Jordan Ngatai. The positive note, of course, tonight here for LEVANGA Hokkaido has been the full court pressure defense. Okada wants to go quick. Finds Trey Kell. But Kell again. Third consecutive turnover for Toyama. Second one in a row as Tominaga goes quickly. Well, can he find his rhythm here in the second half? 9 points for KC Tominaga. 3-point LEVANGA lead. Kell's got to take care of the basketball. Ten on the shot clock here for Toyama. Modem penetrates. Finds Okada. Can level things up. And after 8 3-pointers in the first half. Well, is there a change in decision here? Now the ball didn't touch the rim, so if it is going to be Toyama ball, only going to be 2 seconds on the shot clock is now Uto. Back in the lineup here for Toyama. Naoki Uto hasn't scored this evening. Kell's got to shoot this one quickly. Maka Williams coming up with a rebound. Wants to go at John Hurrah. Williams catches it off the pick and roll. And a foul is going to be called against Ramos. He's had 3 blocks tonight. Not going to get a 4th one. Oh, shout out to Christelis Young, a B.LEAGUE regular fan. Of course, one of the B.LEAGUE MVP fans, if you ask me. Always tuning in for B.LEAGUE action here on B.LEAGUE International. Maka Williams, chance to try and chip into the deficit. Because Toyama, 73% free throw shooting team. Williams averaging 9 points per game along with 6 rebounds, but he is a 55% free throw shooter. Got to be able to knock the free throws down now. Well, Williams received his Japanese citizenship back in 2019, so he's a dual national. He's from Kingstown, St. Vincent. Of course, actually started his B.LEAGUE career back in 2011 with the Takamatsu, now known as the Kagawa 5 Arrows. Two-point lead here to LEVANGA. Well, Hurrah tried to go in the paint, but it edges out. Trey Kell coming up with a rebound. Can Toyama tie things up? Nice dime by Trey Kell and a finish. Well, what a tough pass. Izumi now with 5 points. That's his second field goal tonight. Tominaga finds separation. Three is no good. But again, LEVANGA come up with it. Tominaga one more time from downtown. Modem now comes up with the board. Well, that option's out of control, and another foul is going to be called. It's on Jordan Ngatai. So another trip to the free throw line here for Toyama. Well, here's the three-pointer. Williams gets a hand to it. Great awareness by Trey Kell to make the pass. So now Gyuto has had his struggles in this game. Scoreless. Tries to put some points on the board. Toyama Grouse is now 6 out of 9 for the free throw line. Because haven't taken nearly as many as LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Can give him a 2-point lead. And he missed the second one. Shimatani trying to lead the brigade here. A bucket will indeed reclaim the lead at the moment. There's a kick out. There's a three. Struggle still continues. Trey Kell comes up with it. Trey Kell's bumps. Now, is it on the ground? Or I think it's on the ground. So that's going to be the fourth and final team foul against LEVANGA HOKKAIDO with 3:40. It's not the worst foul in the world by Rei Shimatani. Cal Curls goes in, extends it to a 3-point lead. Now he's one of 3 players in double figures. There's a quick take. Now Ngate had a look on the perimeter. Shimatani's made 1 3, and he levels things up. Well, great execution in the end by LEVANGA. Let's go, Sakino, excuse me. Williams bumps, out of control, can't finish. But John Hara trying to play point forward. Going coast to coast. And it's a quick 5-0 run from LEVANGA. And the momentum of this game can change quickly as Trey Kell simply unstoppable. Well, he bumps, he takes a contact, and he finishes. But again, no transition defense being exhibited. Well, it might be time to bring Brock Modem back into the lineup. Well, he's already in, excuse me, my apologies. Kell hesitates. And that's a foul on John Hara, so that will send Trey Kell to the free throw line. There's a hesitation. So Matthew Aquino, who made 2 3-pointers in the first half, is back into the lineup here for Toyama Grouses. So free throws coming up for Trey Kell. It does have 13 points tonight. Two out of 2, we're all tied up at 57. 2:38 to go in the third. Giannis Moran also subbing back in here for Toyama. That's the big 3 of Brock Modem. Giannis Moran. Trey Cole all in double figures. Is it enough, though, to end this 9-game losing streak? 2-3 zone defense being exhibited at the moment. And now they go into a man-to-man matchup. Shimatani, teardrop, and that is B.E.A. beautiful by Red Shimatani. Because many seasons, Shimatani was the primary point guard. Moran coming up with the offensive board. Another foul called on the ground. Now, LEVANGA want a jump ball. It looks like Giannis will go to the free throw line.
ファウルレバンガ6番菊池宏斗選手パーソナルファウル1つ目ティームファウル5つを超えています。
Well, from that angle,
ボーナスのシチュエーションなお先ほどのシュート
I can understand LEVANGA HOKKAIDO's frustration.
ヤニス・モラン選手トゥーシャー
Powers on Hiroto Kikuchi. Giannis Moran misses the first free throw. He's been averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds, but Giannis, every great player has an Achilles heel. A 64% free throw shooter. Second one, no good. This has been a terrific play this season, Giannis. But you got to make your free throws. Shimatani penetrates. Goes in at 4 consecutive points for the young point guard. Because season after season, he's got 7 in total tonight, but 4 here in the third. Finds Giannis, another foul given. Well, it's been consecutive trips to the free throw line here, 3rd time in total for TOYAMA in the last 3 offenses. But they've got to make their free throws.
ヤニス・モラン選手シュートモーション中のファウルでしたトゥーシャー
Well, that's very definitive. I mean, it's a reach in from behind from Kikuchi. Well, he's missed 3 consecutive free throws. Finally gets one to drop. It's a 3-point ball game. LEVANGA still hanging on. There's no Jahil Okafor on the floor. No KC Tominaga, so they can build a lead now. It'd be big. Another mystery attempt. Kell comes up with it, finds the open look in transition, and they'll cut it down to a 1-point ball game. Quick thinking by Trey Kell. Azumi moving up to 7 points. Extra pass made. They'll get a wide open look. 3 is up. It's still no good. Shimatani offensive rebound. Beating Trey Kell on the spot goes in. Well, a lot of contact and Shimatani. 6 big points here in the third. Not passing the corner. Kell wants to run ball screen. Aquino's made 2 threes. That one's way off the mark. And that is a poor foul to give away, and it's Naoki Uto yet again. And the reason that's a poor foul, if you've got 2 team fouls or 3, no problem. But you've now put them into the penalty. So that's going to send Shimatani to the free throw line. And that's Naoki Uto's 4th personal foul. Okada also coming back into the lineup.
30番富永啓生選手22番ジャリル・オカフォー選手コートインボーナス2ショット島谷蓮選手クラブフリーズアウト
Well, Shimatani's been big. He's playing some big minutes. I mean, Tominaga's only come back into lineup. And while Keisei Tominaga, who's the 6th leading scorer in the B.LEAGUE this season, to play this much productivity on the floor with the key players off, that's huge. Still only a 5-point lead. Now, if TOYAMA goes quickly, a 2-for-1 is on the cards. Kino goes for another 3. Not going to go. He's 0 for 2 here in the second half. 6 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Shimatani kicks out. Another penetration. That's going to be a traveling violation. I was about to say, may have got away with it. Well, as Kibayashi turned it over, Kino's going to go to the bench. So Kazuki Miyamoto back into lineup. Final shot coming up here for Toyama. Want to go into the fourth quarter with some form of confidence. Moran in the paint. Oh, Moran misses. They come on the offensive board. Modem had the three. Puts up a little teardrop. And do you smell what the Brock is cooking? 14 points tonight for Brock Modem. And we'll head into the final 10 with LEVANGA, the third best team in the Eastern Conference, leading by 3 against Toyama, team rock bottom of the Western Conference here in the B.LEAGUE.
さあここから本日の特別ゲームスポンサー YKKAP プレゼンツプレゼントタイムです。今回は YKK グループのカフェボンビーノバレンタインバージョンが20名の皆さんにプレゼント。今ゴールージュのメンバー手に持って皆さんにプレゼントお渡しに行きますよ。お席でアピールどうぞアピールタイム。さあそれではゴールージュからの皆さんへバレンタインプレゼントお渡しください。お願いします。はい皆さんに素敵なバレンタインを。以上本日の特別ゲームスポンサー YKKAP プレゼンツプレゼントタイムでした。ありがとうございました。富山大臣
Well, welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here in Toyama. Final 10 minutes. Ren Shimatani, second player in double figures tonight for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Joint leading scorer for the visitors with 11 points. Still a relatively quiet night for Keisei Tominaga. You just saw Jahil Okafor. He's 4 rebounds away from a double-double. Well, the only player with that accolade is Giannis Moran. So he's Monsieur Double-Double tonight. Little jump down. Counted, and he'll go to the free throw line. Chance to extend this to a 6-point lead for LEVANGA. That foul is on Giannis. Well, it's good execution. Smart flash to the high post by Jordan Ngatai. Third foul against Moran. As Okafor converts the three-point play, he's now got 14. 6-point LEVANGA lead. High 3-2 zone been exhibited by LEVANGA. Giannis caught a double team. That's another Giannis turnover now. Here comes Ren Shimatani. Unselfish. Finding Tominaga. Tominaga was like, why did you pass someone? Well, Tominaga single amount of points now with Shimatani. Got to make this three in the corner. Counted. 4-point play coming up. And Miyamoto-san can now cut it down to a 5-point deficit. Well, there was the kick out. There's a three, and it's a clumsy play by Tominaga. He goes to the block, but in the end bumps him. They needed that three-pointer desperately. Miyamoto, 4-point play. Home fans still believing. It's been a long 9-game losing streak for Toyama. Well, Ngatai getting rejected by Brock Modem. The foul is going to be called by Shimatani. Well, that is Australia blocking New Zealand.
島谷選手パーソナルファウル3つ目です。
Shimatani quickly committing the foul in transition, so now he'll go to the bench. He's had a great third quarter. Yoshito Ichiba back into the lineup here for LEVANGA. 4-point ball game. Moda quickly to Moran. Look out below and au revoir. Goodbye for Monsieur Double Double. Mr. Double-Double tonight with 15 points and 10 rebounds. Moda commits a quick foul here against Kohei Sakino. Well,
ファウルグラウジーズ12番ブロックボール
parlez-vous français? Merci beaucoup
2つ目。
by the big man. That is a big-time throwdown. Big play coming up. They want to extend to a 2-possession lead. Minute 30 seconds played here in the fourth quarter. Ngatai throwing down low here to Okafor. The double team comes over. Ichiba fires a 3 and he makes them pay. Great execution by LEVANGA. 10 points. Fourth player in double figures now here for LEVANGA. Still only leading by 5. And Giannis Moran trying to go for the backdoor cut. Time nearly winding down. Moran's got to pull up from 15. Well, he might struggle from the free throw line, but not off the dribble, not in live play. 17 tonight for Giannis. Sakino tries to go off the bank and gets the angle right. Well, you know he called that one as soon as he took it. Molding's got 14. Moran going in for the reverse slam, and now he's got 19. A nice dime by Brock Modem. Great finish by Giannis. Ichiba draws the foul. What's defensive presence? Right now, the issue TOYAMA GROUSES, where they've shown a few times, has been transition defense. And the worrying thing for them is even when they get scored on. In that case, Haruaki Tanaka's got to get back quicker if he's going to go under the screen.
市場シュート選手シュートモーション中のファウルでした。
So Ichiba at the free throw line here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Ichiba hasn't missed a free throw tonight. Now 4 out of 4. Trying to extend this to a 5-point lead. All first missed free throw this evening. Still a 2-possession lead here for LEVANGA. Oh, just a bit out of control there by Yuzo Okada. Waizumi back into the lineup here for TOYAMA. He's got 7 points, 7:21 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Okada penetrates, finds Moda, but he gets tonight. Well, John Hara pins him off the backboard, and here comes the transition play as Ngatai makes it a 6-point lead. Well, Okada left time and space. He'll fire a 3. And they have struggled immensely from the perimeter here in the second half. They were 50%, 8 out of 16 after the first half. They're 1 out of 8 here in the second. Goes out of bounds. Last touch off of Giannis Moran. So it's going to be baseline possession for LEVANGA. So now Naoki Uto's back in the game. Remember, he has 4 fouls. A lot of them have been very, I would say, just poor timed attempts on defense. Tominaga. Can he cook now and close this game out? Out of control, good defense. Moran reaches. Final seconds here for Tominaga. Tough fadeaway. Moran comes up with a rebound. Can TOYAMA build something here offensively? Moda's made 2 threes tonight, a little too short. 9 to 10 for TOYAMA here in the second half. The foul is going to be called on the ground. And that's going to be the fourth and final team foul against Toyama. 6:14 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Well, great thinking by Dwight Ramos to send the early pass. And what do you got to love about Jordan Ngatai? He'll play any role on the floor. He's a coach's dream. And you only have to see him play for the New Zealand national team. It's both Trey Kell and Aka Williams back into the lineup. 3 import players on the floor here for Toyama. Hurrah misses. Second consecutive offense. Futility at the moment here for LEVANGA. Kell kicks out. Uto goes in. Fangroll. Well, was it tipped in by John Hurrah? I don't know. It wasn't Aka Williams. But they cut it down, and that's a poor foul to give away because it's these kind of fouls you can't afford because you're in the penalty. You're trying to get back in possession by possession, but you're just going to send Shuto Ichiba to the free throw line. Well, Izumi picks up an injury, I think, so he's going to go to the bench. Well, Miyamoto, after making a 4-point play, has come back into the lineup. 5:48 to go, but Ichiba at the free throw line here for LEVANGA. You kind of feel at this stage, LEVANGA desperately want to close this game out, but just don't quite seem to be able to do so. Ichiba now 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. You saw the fans from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO making the long journey. We're on the central coast of Japan here in Toyama, and it's a long flight from Sapporo, the northern island, where it's very cold at this time of the year. 2 out of 2 for Ichiba. LEVANGA continue to put on this full court pressure. 7-point lead currently here to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Uto twisting, turning, spinning, but missing. Well, he did everything except finishing. Well, Ichiba goes in, another foul, and at the moment, Toyama Grouse's defense is completely discombobulated. Aka Williams was the paint protector. Now he leaves because Jordan Ngatai was wide open on the perimeter. He had to do that. Well, Ichiba missed the free throw. Guess he can't extend this lead if he makes this one. He's had a good game tonight. Double figures tonight for the former Koshigaya Alphas player. Yes, I mentioned Koshigaya. Please don't ask me, are we streaming the game? Just gets the shooter's roll on the second one. Trey Kell beats a double team. Man-to-man matchup defense. Kell pulls up for 3. It's up. Second 3 of the second half for Toyama. 2 out of 10 for downtown in the second half. Just a massive dip from the first half of play where they were great from the perimeter. Ngatai wants to go in the paint. Up against Trey Kell. They'll go for another 3, and this one buried from downtown by Kaisho Murizumi. 4:42 to go. David Gomez, head coach of Toyama, calls timeout. 9-game losing streak for Toyama. 2-game losing streak here for Hokkaido LEVANGA. We'll be back from this timeout in under 1 minute.
市からはホタルイカカレー。魚津市と滑川市からのうまいもののプレゼント。皆さんお席でアピールしてくださいね。さあ上の方まで行っている。ありがとうございました。以上本日のプレゼントタイムでした。そして今日の入場者数発表したいと思います。本日は2918名の皆さん、アリソドームにお越しいただきました。グラウキーズブースターの皆さん、そしてレバンガブースターの皆さん、ありがとうございました。富山ブラウジー。
Well, they see the big three tonight. Trey Kell leading the scoring with 20 points, followed up by Giannis Brown with 19. Brock Motov's got 14. They're down by 7 with under 5 minutes here in the fourth and final quarter. Still a lot of basketball to play in the fourth. They've got to make every play count at this point. Well, there's no need to push the panic button, that's for sure. That's a take by Uto again. It's another missed attempt, but he's fouled. Uto's still arguing, even though he's got the call, but I don't think he knew he got the call in time. The foul is on Shuto Ichiba. Well, he's made some great penetrations, some good isolations, but he just hasn't been able to finish. Well, he's made 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. David Gomez still arguing here with the referee. I'm not quite sure they got the call. Well, you got to make your free throws. Try to cut it down to 5. Simple as that. The home fans watching with anxiety. +1 good. His 2 points this evening have come from the charity stripe. He's got 4 fouls. Now 3 out of 4. Still a 2-possession ball game. But Toyama don't have any fouls to give, so they've got to play with discipline. And that's matched up with Trey Kell. Before trying to go for a post-up. Has a mismatch here against Matthew Aquino. Seconds winding down. Motive getting ready for a double. There's a big 3. It's Dwight St. Papa Ramos. And as they say in the Philippines, Hayop Panis Uwina from St. Papa Dwight. 8-point lead currently here to LEVANGA. It was wide open, didn't go for the 3-pointer. Trying to hesitate here against Ngatai. Aquino, not a lot of time left. Well, they got to shoot this one. There's a bump and a foul is going to be given. Well, it was Kaisho just switching off, and I think it's unfair to say clumsy because he thinks time's winding down. It's the reach there, allowing the left-handed penetration by Daichi Kuzuhara. So now Kuzuhara can cut it down to a 6-point deficit. Well, Blake J, thank you very much. Sometimes I'm called the annoying commentator, or as the, some fans in the Philippines will be very kind to me. Some fans will just give me the honest truth. I don't mind either way. I love the Filipino basketball fans. They're great, whether they love or hate me. Second free throw good. They cut it down to 6. 3:39 left. A little bit of full court pressure coming from Toyama. It's a big great hit from the perimeter, Hokkaido. Sensing another three-pointer maybe coming up. Before flashing high. Nate's made 2 threes. Doesn't get this one. Big offensive board by Ramos. But he's unable to get the ab one. So St. Dwight, Papa Dwight, going to the free throw line. Well, Dwight Ramos almost near triple-double numbers. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Also has 3 blocks to his name. LEVANGA 19 out of 28 from the free throw line this evening. We'll make it 19 out of 29. And still make it a 7-point ball game. Just one of the fan favorites, the familiar faces of backcourt play for the Gilas Pilipinas national team. Second one good for Ramos. 7-point lead to LEVANGA. Moda penetrates, kicks out. They get a 3 in the corner. It's up. And that's the third three-pointer of the second half. 11 in total for Toyama. 3 minutes left. 2-possession ball game. Wow, it's just an unnecessary foul. Why exhibit that much contact when Shuto Ichiba doesn't even have the ball in his hands? I mean, why? Well, Ichiba follows through. And the problem is, I don't think David Gomez can use his head coach's challenge because he's already used it, but Ichiba, yeah, he hits him in the face. But I think it's Ichiba that's going to go to the free throw line. Well, the referees will go to the monitor. 2:54 to go, I believe. No, they're not going to go to the monitor. There they are. Sorry, they are, yep. Well, Ichiba does overextend his arm. Well, I would say the foul is definitely justified from the defense. Because this is just... Listen, if you're used to watching NBA basketball, it's not a foul. But in international FIBA rules, that's a foul because it warrants unnecessary contact. But the question is, will the referees upgrade something here? Because what Shuto Ichiba does, well, it's an act of violence. It's a shot to the face. Well, we're going to find out very quickly. Yep, unsportsmanlike. But I don't know if this is going to be free throws coming up because the foul had already been committed. So Ichiba's called for the unsportsmanlike, which definitely is justified. That's definitive. The jury's out. He's not going to find him a basketball lawyer that's going to be able to represent him and defend him on that one. Now, because a foul is committed by Toyama, it's going to be 2 free throws coming up here for Hokkaido. But Gomez can argue, but the thing is, it was unnecessary by Daichi Kuzuhara. So Ichiba will get the 2 free throws. So Blake J, no, what I was saying was there was no elbow from the defense. But the defense, you got to understand international basketball to understand the foul. He's defending Ichiba when he doesn't have the ball in his hands right on the perimeter. So he's got his arms up, but he's going into it. And that's a foul in any international game you watch, whether it's Europe, B.LEAGUE, anywhere. If you're accustomed to watching the NBA, that's not a foul, by all means. But here's the thing. Toyama's going to get 2 free throws because of the unsportsmanlike by Ichiba. And they'll get it back. So Kuzuhara can cut it back down to a 2-possession deficit if he makes both. And they'll get it back. Just gets a shooter's bounce. I miss the second one. Have to make your free throws, but still it's a 5-point deficit. Toyama will get the possession back. They can cut it down to a one-possession ball game. Trey Kell, along with Brock Modem. They know the threat Modem possesses from the perimeter. Final seconds. Kell splits the defense, but he misses from point-blank range. Well, he could have made it a 3-point ball game. And that's a quick foul on Matthew Aquino. And what should be a 3-point deficit could very well turn into a 7-point lead if John Hara can make both his free throws. Well, people asking how is that a free throw on the previous play. It was the unsportsmanlike foul. And I got to tell you, no, the game is not rigged. The game has been very well officiated so far. Well, as the great Rasheed Wallace would say, sometimes, as we would say in the UK, the ball is telling porcupines untruthful facts. But Hara can, well, the ball doesn't, I would say, but Hara can make the second one. Second one good, back to a 6-point lead. 2:36 left here in the fourth quarter. Toyama nearly turning it over. Trey Kell made his last three. Dumped out, finds Zuto, a lot of contact. Now it's a 2-possession ball game. But it's another foul committed. And Toyama at the moment, I would say they're kind of gift-wrapping this here for LEVANGA. It's going to be 2 more free throws coming up for Rei Shimatane. Well, Hara swipes. Even though it's maybe not a lot of contact, it's a swipe action you got to be careful with. Now it's the foul on Uto. No, it's on Kuzuhara. So he's the second Toyama player to get into 4 fouls. Shimatane was great in the third quarter. Of course, when this team was struggling to get to the playoffs in previous seasons, he was the key player in the backcourt as he makes the first free throw. Second free throw good for Shimatane. Back to a 6-point lead. Aquino. I mean, I don't think he should be throwing that pass to Matthew Aquino. Maybe if it's Giannis Moran, but not that Aquino's a bad player. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but he's got 3 defenders around him. And it's another Toyama turnover. Well, what do you think? Can LEVANGA hold on after the back of 2 defeats last weekend against Seahorses Mikawa? Remember, Toyama haven't won in 9 games. The last time they won was on the 28th of December. That was a doubleheader weekend. 2 victories on that weekend against the Shiga Lakes. And they haven't won at home against taking on the Ruku Golden Kings. Of course, the Golden Kings, runners-up last season here in the B-League, haven't made it to 4 consecutive B-League finals. Well, we'll be back from this timeout momentarily. Well, big moment coming up here for LEVANGA. Can really put themselves apart from Toyama with offense. Almost 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. LEVANGA lead by 6. This goes to his right. find a bit of separation. Shimatani pump fakes. Another teardrop. Big offensive rebound. And it's just another out-of-control foul by Kuzuhara. And if LEVANGA is able to hold on for the victory, what's let Toyama down has been the lack of discipline on defense. It's foul after foul. Kuzuhara jumping. I mean, John Hara hasn't even taken a shot yet. Well, he's done. That's his 5th foul. John Hara was 1 out of 2 on his last trip to the free throw line as Yuzo Okada back into lineup here for Toyama. This has had quite a few games this season where he's had double-doubles, but he misses another free throw. Well, if you want to criticize LEVANGA for anything, 12 missed free throws tonight. John Hara, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Have to make your free throws. Second one good for John Hara. Well, David Gomez is going to call timeout. Down by 7, 1:48 to go. We're live here in Toyama. The first game in this doubleheader this weekend here in the B-League between these two teams. Well, actually, Blake J on the live YouTube chat has asked a very good question. He's asked he's asked for the stats. How many points have come from the free throws? So I'll give you those right away. Hold up. So LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, as I mentioned, I did say when John Hara was taking the free throws that they are 25 out of 37. They missed 12 free throws tonight. Shuto Ichiba, number 12. He's not on the court now for LEVANGA. He's gone to the free throw line the most. His free throw stats are 9-11 tonight. Well, it's also been disappointing from the free throw line for Toyama. They have missed 9 free throws, 16 for 25. The area where Toyama has had quite an advantage apart from the three-point shooting, they've only made 3 in the second half. They were 8 out of 16 in the first half, 3 out of 11 in the second half, but they had 18 points in turnovers. 11 turnovers in total tonight for LEVANGA, 13, as you heard my voice crack, high pitch, please make fun of me on that one. Toyama committed 13 turnovers. What's impressive tonight, Toyama 47 bench points, 45 as well for LEVANGA. I just think Giannis Morama's probably on the bench at the wrong time here in the fourth quarter. Still there's hope though. 7-point lead to LEVANGA. There's a kick out. Got to make the 3. 4th three-pointer, and it's back to a 4-point deficit. Big time 3 by Tanaka. His first field goal this evening. Now almost 90 seconds to go. Can LEVANGA hold on? Toyama don't have any fouls to give. Barak kicks out. Rei Shimatani 3. Bang! Arigato gozaimasu, as they say here in Japan. Almost coming up with a steal. Well, quiet night for Keisei Tominaga. Well, Blake J, thank you very much. Sideline possession coming up. Okada will inbound this. Well, Pascal Nocel, yes, tomorrow I will be commentating. Well, Trashbo 007. Sorry for my lame, corny commentating. I'd love to say if you come. Well, Brock Motum comes up big time. Another three-pointer. Well, the Brock says he's going to lay the smack down. This game not over yet. As you may remember, Brock Motum played in the Olympics for Australia for the Boomers. Giannis reaches. Final seconds. Shimatani, another teardrop. Motum comes up with a rebound. Under a minute. 2-possession ball game. Motum has another look at another 3. Oh, baby! Are you kidding me? From down under. 6 big points from the Brock. The Brock says, I'm cooking. Finally, the Brock has come back here in the fourth quarter. The Brock laying the smackdown. Well, timeout called, 1-point ball game. Well, don't leave them wide open. That was the first three-pointer. And then it became the Brock show from Modem. Well, we'll be back from this timeout in under 1 moment. Brock Modem carrying this team with 20 points. Chihil Okafor, this has had, I'd say to his standards, not a quiet game, of course, but they could have closed this game out a while ago, that's for sure. Big moment now here in the game. Hurrah. Finds Okafor, it's back to a 3-point deficit, or a 3-point lead for LEVANGA. You want to get Brock Modem wide open on the perimeter. He's hit 2 consecutive three-pointers. Okada has it. There's nowhere to go. Okada. Got it by Hurrah. Penetrates. Puts up a tough one. Finds Moran. 1-point ball game. 14.7. Well, this is great work by John Hurrah, finding, that time, Chihil Okafor. So another big moment coming up here in this game. And there was the finish by, oh, not the finish, the offensive rebound. Giannis Moran reclaims the leading scoring role tonight. Well, it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Fans, who is winning this game? Will LEVANGA HOKKAIDO hold on? Or can TOYAMA finally end the 9-game losing streak? Well, it's been a tough one for them. I tell you, Blake Jay's been probably my favorite fan here on the live YouTube chat here in the fourth quarter, not because of his basketball IQ, but also just how he's been asking for stats, and that tells me a fan who's loving the game, loving the sport. I love that, Blake Jay. Shout out to Blake. You know what, Blake Jay? I'm going to give you a follow on Instagram. Put your Instagram ID on the live YouTube chat, and I'll give you a follow, brother. Well, big moment coming up, 14 seconds. Now, if you're LEVANGA, I would imagine you go into advance the ball. You don't want to turn it over in your own half, that's for sure. If you are LEVANGA, don't turn it over. Get fouled, you're in the penalty. Big moment coming up. Tominaga. Okada gets, well, lets him get by him. They got a foul. Time's winding down. There's a foul. It took too much time in my mind. They took way too much time. So free throws coming up for Keisei Tominaga. First quiet night for the 6th leading scorer here in the Japanese B-League. His for a kill. I'll definitely trash boat. No, I'm actually British, but I went to an American international school here in London. I actually lived in the USA, so that's why my accent sounds a little bit a twang of an American, I guess. I was a trash basketball player. I wasn't very good, I'll be very honest. Tominaga. First one good. Tominaga can try to extend this to a three-point lead with 6 seconds left. That would mean Toyama's got to go for a three-pointer. Makes them both. So it looks like David Gomez is going to call timeout, I think. Well, they'll advance this. They'll get one chance to take this into OT. What do you think, fans? Are we going to OT? Or is it going to be LEVANGA holding on for the win? Well, 6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Brock Modem's 2 big three-pointers allowed this game to go into overtime. So big moment now. David Gomez called the timeout. Can this team get a three-pointer, take this game into overtime? Miyamoto's going to inbound this one on the sideline. Motive, quick three, goes up, doesn't get it. LEVANGA Hokkaido will indeed hold on. Well, it was a good look. They got the three-pointer. Unfortunately, it just didn't go in, but, you know, it's been a hell of a game from Brock Modem. This team, of course, had to come very far, but in the end, it will be LEVANGA Hokkaido who do hang on. Well, we're going to hear from the game's most valuable player. We'll also hear from Coach Thurston Lerbel. But a great game nonetheless. Toyama Grouses, that's 10-game losing streak. Remember, these two teams will be in action tomorrow as they meet here same time, same place. Well, I think the one thing that led David Gomez's players down was just the unnecessary fouls they committed. But for the third best team in the B-League, or excuse me, in the Eastern Conference of the B-League, their playoff and championship quest continues. Exciting times for basketball in the city of Sapporo in Hokkaido. Shuto Ichiba, in my mind, of course, went to the free throw line very well tonight and made everything count. There's no doubt about that. I think if you are going to, you know, critique anything here from Toyama, it's just the ill discipline on the defensive nature. Just too many unnecessary fouls. Kuzuhara ended up fouling out. But like I said with LEVANGA Hokkaido, 28 out of 40. They had 40 free throws tonight. That's one too many if you ask me. Well, Greg Modem, thank you so much for your kind words. Terrific game. Congratulations to you and your family. Of course, I'd love to see Brock play for the Australian national team at the upcoming window. Well, Trashboat007, I'll put my social media page. My IG is JoshBed90. I highly recommend you don't follow me because all I ever end up talking about is greatest starting fives of basketball. Like I said, give me a follow if you like. Highly recommend you don't. Well, we are going to hear from the game's most valuable player. Now we'll be very interested to see who comes up with that accolade tonight because, well, you indeed have 6 players in double figures. 3 players all leading the scores. Ren Shimatane, also Jahil Okafor, 16 points, 6 rebounds. John Hara had 11 points and 6 rebounds. And Shuto Ichiba, 9 out of 11 from the free throw line, finishing with 16 points. So that's going to be tough to find out who will take the most valuable player award tonight here. But still a big win nonetheless here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, George Cruz, 334, that's correct. Yes, I'll be in action tomorrow. And also make sure you follow the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. They'll be coming up. Thank you, Trashboat 007. I gave you a follow back as well. Thank you for the follow. Like I said, we are going to hear very soon indeed from the head coach of LEVANGA Hokkaido, the winning team, as well as the captain and the leading scorer tonight. It was Giannis Moran with 21 points. 13 rebounds. Brock Modem finishing with 20 points. 8 assists and 5 rebounds. Nearly a triple-double tonight here for Toyama. Well, here's Coach Lobo. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, we are happy we could make the turnaround. You know, we had 3 losses in a row, which is the first time in the season we had this kind of losing streak. The last loss was a little unlucky, so we already bounced back last Sunday. So I'm happy we continue with this performance. Even we faced a strong opponent today. You know, who had an amazing shooting percentage, especially first half. So I'm glad we could bring this home.
今チームとして、今日の勝ちまで3連敗していましたので、前節の日曜の試合はそこまで内容も悪くなかったんですけど、負けてしまったというところで、今日しっかり勝ったことは本当に嬉しく思ってます。特に富山さん前半のシュートの確率がすごい高確率で入っていたにもかかわらず最終的に勝ったので、はい、嬉しいです。
この勝利の裏に北海道のこの若い千葉選手、島谷選手、若いポイントガードの2人の活躍っていうのは本当に大きな要因になったんじゃないでしょうか。
Yes, in fact, our point guards were struggling in the previous games. Today, they showed excellent performance. And they carried the team through these difficult periods, especially in crunch time. So I'm really proud, especially our point guards.
そうですね、ポイントガード陣、特に前節2人ともなかなかいいパフォーマンスを出さなかったので、今日は特に2人とも今日の試合、特に終盤、大事な時にしっかりチームを引っ張ってくれたので、本当に誇りに思います。
ありがとうございます。ベンチ裏ゴール裏に本当に今日も全力応援で北海道のブースターさんいらしたと思います。明日の連勝に向けて配信また現地のブースターさんにメッセージお願いします。
Yeah, again, we were surprised how many fans in green we saw, even in Toyama. You know, this is one of the longest road trips we have. It took us almost a day to get here. So thanks to all the fans who came here, but also thanks for the fans who support us on TV and online. You know, we are doing our best to give you a very good performance tomorrow again.
遠い富山まで我々も1日かけてここまで来てにもかかわらず今日も多くのレバンガファンの方々が会場にお越しくれて本当に感謝しています。また画面越しのファンの皆様にもしっかり自分たちはいいパフォーマンスをできるように明日も頑張りますので引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。勝利おめでとうございます。
Coach Dustin Lobo paying respect to his backcourt players. And, you know, I said that earlier in the game, especially with Ren Shimatani, when in the third quarter, he took out both Dwight Ramos and, of course, Casey Tominaga. Ren Shimatani and Shuto Ichiba really stepped up big time here for the visitors. And, you know, it's not a short journey for those fans from Sapporo on the northern island of Japan, where it's very cold at this time of year, to the beautiful central coast of Toyama. Here's Ren Shimatani. We'll get this translated into English.
島谷選手、こんにちは。まず今日のゲームの感想からお願いいたします。
そうですね、本当苦しい展開になったんですけど、はい、最近なかなかチームが勝ちきれてない中でこういうゲームを勝ちきれたというのはすごく意味のあるゲームだったかなと、はい、思います。
ありがとうございます。先ほどインタビューをお答えいただいたロイブルヘッドコーチからも、この富山が本当にいい入りした中で、特にクラッチタイムを含めて若いポイントガードの2人の活躍が本当に素晴らしかったとお話がありました。そういう意味でもガードとしても今日のゲームって本当に仕事ができた、そんなゲームになったんじゃないでしょうか。
はい、最近なかなか自分自身もうまくいってない部分多かったので、はい、そこでコーチからもいろいろアドバイスもらって、はい、今日いいプレーできたのはすごくまた自信につながるかなと思います。はい、あ
りがとうございます。画面越しなんですけど、今シーズン本当に体も大きくなって、本当にプレーもそうですけど、自信を持ってコートに立ってるなっていう印象があるんですけど、この辺今シーズンの自分のこの活躍だったりとか、この心境の変化あったりとかしますか？
そうですね、まだまだ波はありますけど、本当今日みたいにいい時間帯に決めきれたりとか、そういう経験というのがすごく自信になりますし、はい、何よりチームがこうやって結果を残せているっていうのがすごく自分自身の一番大きな自信に、はい、なっていると思います。はい、
ありがとうございます。明日連勝に向けての試合がまだあります。本当にたくさんのブースターさんも来られていると思います。そのブースターさんの皆さんに明日へのメッセージをお願いします。
はい、本当に今日も、富山という遠い地までたくさんの方々現地にも来てくださりましたし、画面越しに見ている方々の応援も、本当にものすごい量あると思うんで、明日もっといいゲームして、連勝して、またバイウィーク入ってどんどん自分たちの目標に向けて突き進んでいければと思うんで、引き続き応援よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。ロイブルヘッドコーチ、市場選手も褒めてましたよと伝えてください。
はい、わかりました。
ありがとうございました。はい、
Well, you heard from Ren Shimatani. We'll try to get that translated very quickly to what he said. Like I said, 10 consecutive defeats here for Toyama Grouses, but a huge response from LEVANGA Hokkaido winning this game. So very soon we'll look at the highlights. Because Toyama were very good in B2 on their return too, but while we haven't translated what Ren Shimatani said, well, Ren Shimatani's words were, "It was a good game to win. I'm glad I was able to play a game that will boost my confidence. I'm glad I was able to leave a mark on the team's results." His final words to all of the LEVANGA Hokkaido fans: thank you for cheering and hope to hear it, and please continue to support our team. Well, those are very strong words, of course, because you always love to see players acknowledging the support that their fans give to them. That is always a crucial thing, because you got to remember, the fans are nothing without the game of basketball. Well, no, sorry, I take back what I said. I need to correct it. The game of basketball is nothing without the great fans. Please, nobody improperly could quote me on what I said. Slip of the words. I haven't had my coffee this morning. But a big win nonetheless here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. It's a huge bounce back win for them. Now the thing for them is they must build on this. As we look at the highlights from this big win from LEVANGA Hokkaido, like I said, these two teams will be in action tomorrow. Because I think the thing that let Toyama down, as I mentioned, was the fouls. Because they committed 32 personal fouls, and of course only 21 committed by LEVANGA Hokkaido. And that would explain why LEVANGA ended up going to the free throw line for 40 free throws this evening. Well, there's always the cliche, there's always tomorrow. And that's exactly what it will be for Toyama. These two teams will be in action. Just a very dominant performance from Monsieur Yanis Moran. As I mentioned, Moran's big double-double tonight, 21 points, 13 rebounds. Also had 1 assist, 1 steal. Because you got to remember, on 4 occasions tonight, Toyama led by as many as 7 points. Their biggest lead was 8 points, but it was in the third quarter where the game really started to slip away from them. Well, here was Brock Modem in transition. That time, John Hara unable to get back in defense. Yes, we all thought it was going to be an exciting second half. And, to some extent, it really was. A lot of unnecessary turnovers here from Toyama in the early stages of the third quarter, which I felt really hindered their success because they should have been able to push on and build from this one. Well, if they want to make this count tomorrow, they've got to ensure they don't allow 6 players in double figures. That was a nice pass by Trey Kell. Trey Kell this evening, second joint leading scorer along with Brock Modem. He had 4 assists and 3 rebounds with his 20 points. But Ren Shimatani, what a third quarter. For many years, he was the star point guard of this team. 16 points in the end for Ren Shimatani. Third joint leading scorer along with Shuto Ichiba and Jahil Okafor. Of course, there was Giannis Moran with a big-time throwdown. You look at this team, Toyama Grouses, there's a lot to like about them. They definitely have a good team. It's about finding consistency. That has got to be the key thing for them. There's no doubt. Well, fans, there will be more B.LEAGUE tomorrow. Well, I won't be commentating this game tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be commentating Fighting Eagles Nagoya versus Yokohama B. Corsairs. And to give you a little bit of a secret, tomorrow is my birthday, as I'm going to be 36 years old, looking much older with more white hair. But what a huge play by Brock Modem. Modem, of course, 2 big three-pointers that got them back in this game. It was Jahil Okafor, the assist from John Hara. Oh, big one indeed. Well, Trashboat 007, you're correct. Despite the turnovers, it was a very close game. There were the 2 free... Well, Keisei Tominaga telling the crowd to be quiet. That was the final 3. That was a good look. I could have set it into overtime. And credit, without Brock Modem, they wouldn't have had that chance because he hit the 2 earlier threes, but just wasn't meant to be. Well, we'll take a look at the key stats from this game. 14 three-pointers made, 45% from downtown for Toyama Grouses. 20 field goals from inside the rainbow, but free throw shooting, along with 19 offensive boards, that was a huge difference in this game. Because Toyama, in the end, 18 points from the turnovers committed by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Because they weren't able to convert too many in the fourth quarter, but 12 in total for LEVANGA, who only had 12 points of turnovers. Now you compare points in the paint. LEVANGA edged out Toyama 40 points in the paint, but second chance points, that's where Toyama had the advantage, 16. Because both team 20 and 26 points from points of turnovers. And I find staggering here that Toyama Grouses 47 points from the bench. 20 of those came from Trey Kell. So that's a big reason there. 35 in the end from the bench production of LEVANGA Hokkaido. Because both teams, their biggest leads were 8 points. I think as we already heard from Trashboat 007, despite the amount of turnovers, 13 in total from Toyama, 11 from LEVANGA, still a relatively close game. Of course, 3 players in 20 and plus 20 points here for Toyama Grouses, and that's the big 3, Trey Kell, Brock Modem, and Giannis Moran. Well, the 3 leading scorers tonight all had 16 this evening for LEVANGA Hokkaido. So a very happy Valentine's Day to Ren Shimatani, Shuto Ichiba, and Jahil Okafor. But they had 6 players in double figures. Take a look at the leading rebounders. Well, Giannis Moran, as we mentioned, the only player tonight here in a double-double. And he had that at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Because the man who's had a vast experience playing high-level European basketball, as Brock Modem as well. Žalgiris, not to mention, also played for Anadolu Efes and the mighty Galatasaray when he was in Turkey. Because Brock Modem, like Dwight Ramos, nearly had triple-double numbers this evening. Well, there were your leaders. The place to look out for. John Harrod usually does get double-doubles. He was 4 rebounds away from a double-double tonight. The other player to look out for was Yanis Moran. Monsieur Moran. Big Yanis in the house. Well, some more exciting games coming up this weekend. Well, we'll take a look at some of the other games coming up very soon as the fans are now heading to the exit. What an atmosphere tonight here on the Central Coast, the Central West Coast of Japan. It's a city that does see a lot of rainfall, but temperature doesn't usually get too cold this time of year, but you can see the fans in their coats. A little bit chilly. Well, there are the other matchups this weekend. Sendai 89ers against Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Akita Northern Happy Nets with the worst record in the B-League hosting Ibaraki Robots. Tomorrow, Levanga will take on Toyama. Shiga Lakes hosting Hiroshima Dragonflies. Susano Magic up against Seahorses Mikawa. Defending champions Utsunomiya Brex also up against 9 wins Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Osaka Avesa hosting Kyoto Hanaris. And tomorrow, I'll be commentating Fighting Eagles Nagoya against Yokohama B Corsairs. Well, fans, unfortunately, it's that part of the day when we must part ways. Thank you for joining us here. Arigatou gozaimasu, sayonara, and ayasumi nasai. Good night, goodbye, and God bless from the Japanese B-League.